My favorite thing that guys do is when they ghost you and they come back like weeks or months later and you're like, WTF, you've ghosted me for X amount of time. That was weird. They'll respond back and be like, yeah, my bad, but I thought about you though. I was thinking about you. Does that count? I think about you? Because men, bro, they really took that phrase literally. It's the thought that counts. Because they really thought so. Because that's crazy to me.
What?
Yeah, but lady, that's what you want. You're constantly posting videos wondering whether or not Chad, Tyrone, Raphael, Chang, Wang, Takeda, and Smitty are thinking about you. You obsess over it, and that's why after a couple of months of radio silence, when they're feeling a little peckish, they reach out to you to let you know that they were thinking about you and what you look like in less than pants when the door is shut, the windows are closed, and the lights are off. And aren't you the ones who keep going on and on and on about the power of your thoughts and the manifestation of the universe to get those men to think about you? That's like the ultimate compliment in your eyes. And now you're getting exactly what you want and you're complaining about it. And we all know your outrage is fake because if it was real, you wouldn't even bother talking to this man. You would move on with your life. But the second he texts you and you're like, well, why did you ghost me? You've already lost. He's got you hook, line, and sinker, which just goes to show that yes, it really is the thought that counts.
I think about not paying my rent every first of the month. I think about that. Yeah, I don't want to do that, but I do it because I like where I live. I like having a home. And then guys will come back and be like, yo, let me live in your uterus. And it's like, babe, didn't you like your home? Like, what? You didn't pay the rent. You weren't clocking in. Your landlord would evict you, and I'm your landlord. Unless you bribe me, you can't come back.
That's the joke.
No, woman, I wouldn't say that you're so much of a landlord as you are the manager of a seedy motel that rents by the hour. But let's go ahead and pretend that you are this man's landlord. You're a god-awful landlord because he was able to skimp out on rent for months on end, and then you almost immediately forgave what he owed you. That's not something a landlord does. A landlord has common sense and will refuse to cater to someone that screwed them over, which you clearly can't do. It's not a question of whether or not he likes living in your uterus. It's really more like how badly you want him to live in your uterus. And the answer is he doesn't want to. Doesn't mean he doesn't want some fun times, and that's just about it. But you cannot stand the idea of this guy not wanting you for the long term, so you'll give him chance after chance after chance. And that's not something a landlord does. But that is because a landlord actually knows how to protect their business, and you really don't. You give it away for free. And that's not good business, sweetheart. It is terrible property management.
That's funny because it's so true.
Bro, this is the last thing I wanted to come home to from sweating at the gym. To my motherfucking house AC being off. And this is not the first time that happened. This is the second time that happened. Please don't tell me today's Friday. Hold up. Because if today's fucking Friday, I will be fucking livid. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Please tell me today's Thursday. Thursday. Where's my fucking iPad? Because I swear to God, bro, if the motherfucker... What day is today? Bro, today's Friday.
Wait for it.
Marica. No!
This is scary.
Woman, your life is fine. It's just fine. You're trying to create drama because none exists. Allow me to explain. You live in a luxury apartment, which means one of two things. You make more than enough money to be able to afford a nice apartment. Or two, and most likely, you are drowning in an insurmountable amount of debt, which I wouldn't find surprising in the slightest. Either way, you've got bigger problems than whether or not you have air conditioning for a weekend. Now let's go ahead and pretend that you don't have an ungodly amount of debt and that you're actually living a lifestyle within your means. Unlikely, but remotely plausible, I guess. You're throwing a temper tantrum on the internet over broken air conditioning. That is a massive first world problem, and all you're really going to do is alienate the people around you. Now, in the event that you are actually gainfully employed, your employers are going to see this and think that you are a wreck, and they're going to consider twice about keeping you around on their staff, because all you're really doing is just showing the world that you're an immature hussy who cannot handle a minor inconvenience.
How the fuck am I paying $2 for a 1-bedroom apartment and my AC is off? This is the second time this shit happened, bro. And last time it happened over the fucking weekend. I'm not about to be in my crib for a whole weekend with no fucking AC.
Oh, poor you.
Whoa. Hang on a second. You are paying $2,000 a month for a luxury one-bedroom apartment? Woman, where are you living? Most major metropolitan cities are charging double that for a studio, and you have the nerve to complain that your life is terrible because your landlord won't be able to take a look at your AC until Monday? Oh, you poor little cherub. There's people paying that same amount of money for a crap apartment with zero AC with a landlord that's constantly trying to fleece them for everything under the sun. And you are complaining about 2 days of mildly uncomfortable weather. And I can guarantee you, woman, there are plenty of people out there who have paid just as much for a worse apartment with even worse landlords. And I'm willing to bet some of you gentlemen and gents out there have some horror stories about their landlords, so feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. So in other words, woman, you got it better than you assume, and your life ain't that bad. So quit your bitching.
That would be cool.
She went to a Taylor Swift concert over the weekend.
That's not a good sign.
And then after the Taylor Swift concert,
It was over.
I didn't hear from her. She sends very confusing voicemail. I can't tell if she's still into me or not.
Hey, sorry, I have been very busy, but it's not that I don't, like, I'm not interested in you. I just don't know if you're too young for me. I don't think age is that much of a matter, but
You're too young for it.
I am Jack's complete lack of surprise.
It's kind of sad that I have to say this, but I need to preface everything I'm about to say with the caveat that I am not the world's most foremost expert on Taylor Swift. Now you know my shame. And with that being said, I've always been under the impression that Taylor Swift concerts are typically attended by a certain demographic. And that demographic typically consists of simps, middle-aged alcoholic mothers, and 12-year-old girls who are being chaperoned by their fathers. And when you also take into account the price tag of a Taylor Swift concert, which is borderline extortion, we can surmise that she ran into an older father figure with money. Because let's just be honest here, how many self-respecting men would actually willingly go to a Taylor Swift concert? I don't know many self-respecting men who would proudly call themselves a Swiftie, and those very same men aren't the types of dudes who are going to hang around an overpriced concert hall and listen to a woman complain about her exes for 3 hours. So yeah, she's probably dumping this guy to start up an affair with a miserable father, so yeah, way to level up there, lady.
She just said it right there.
No, but she says it doesn't matter.
you're like really fun, really cool to hang out with and stuff. I mean, yeah, I guess that's like where I'm at.
So that I'm so confused.
No. How are you confused? It was so obvious.
Clear. Is she into me or not? I'm so confused. But she said I'm really cool and fun to hang out with.
Boy, there's no real easy way to say this, but, look, you're a simp.
It's videos like this that just show how important it is to be a part of the sacred order of brotherhood. Now, I personally don't believe that there's any shame in admitting that most of us have spent time in the friend zone, and I think it's safe to say that some of us are guilty of even simping. There's no shame in admitting it, so long as we actually learn from the mistake. Life is not without its tests, and men are constantly being tested on how much they're willing to simp. And these guys are refusing to let this man simp. They are giving him tough love and telling him to his face what's going on so he can keep some respect for himself and not be begging for the attention of a woman who was willing to leave him because of a frickin' Taylor Swift concert. These are good buddies right here. They are watching his back and just letting him know that this woman isn't worth the time of day. And everybody needs friends like this, in my opinion, because friends like this will never allow one of their own to descend into the dark world of symptom, because they are well acclimated with the golden rule of brotherhood, and that rule is...
Brothers before wars, David.
We shall return with a vengeance.
This show is brought to you in part by the generosity of the fine members of the Bounty Board over on Patreon, and I consider it an honor and a privilege to be creating content for some of the best damn subs in the known universe. All hail! And if you want to support the channel, check out the Bounty Board over on Patreon, where you can get access to exclusive content twice a week for the low cost of $5 a month. It's a great way to support the channel at a low price. The link is in the pinned comment down below.
Fear not. Here we come.
I've decided I'm just not going to start dating again until I'm like 25, because that's finally when the male species has their fully developed frontal lobe. And unfortunately, it feels like mine is already developed. I just like don't even understand how men think at this point. I'm so flabbergasted by some of these situations I've been in. And when I talk about men in here, I think you guys forget that I have probably talked to more than 2 people in my life, so like not everything I say has to do with like an ex that you guys know about. Maybe some things, but not all of it. Like when I tell you before coming to college, I felt like I've already been in like a lot of crappy or just feel like I've been through the ringer by men. And I like came to college thinking like I knew what I was getting myself into, like okay, they're just like high school boys, like whatever. No, they are worse. They are worse than high school men. How do they get older but like worse at the same time? I genuinely do not understand. I'm not even saying that just from my experience, like my friends' experience here, or just like watching what goes on. Like some of these men are freaking villains. I think playing with someone's feelings should be a crime. You know what I'm saying? Like you should not be allowed to purposely play someone. Like that should be like a crime, like purposeful intent of playing someone. Like it causes emotional damage and they just all get to do it and don't have to like have any repercussions of it. They just keep doing it to other people.
I'm finding it harder and harder to believe that there was a point in human history where if you were considered college material, that was actually a good thing. But this woman is seriously going on TikTok and accusing men of not having fully developed brains while she's constantly complaining about how men are able to manipulate her emotionally in order to get what they want. Woman, you're seriously going on TikTok and saying that the game should be made illegal when the game has existed for centuries. And I hate to break it to you, sister, but it's not a rationally minded adult thing to do to demand something be turned illegal just because it hurts your fifis. That's something a child would say. And under that rationale, you applying 5 layers of makeup before going out should also be made illegal because you're making yourself look more attractive than you actually are, and you will be hurting the feelings of men because you would have sold them a rotten bill of goods. Oh wait, what? That's not the same thing? Well, too bad, sister. Part of being a grown-up is accepting that the pendulum swings both ways. And if you don't like that, then I kindly suggest that you grow up a little bit before going on TikTok.
With that being said, I've been here for 2-3 weeks now, and my trust for men has already diminished, and I think I'm just gonna be single for a while. Which was already my plan, but like, what is going on? Such like a one person type of person, like I just want my person, so like obviously I'm going to wait for my person, but like it doesn't seem to be working the same way with the men here. And again, I don't mean this all by the experiences that I've had. Yes, I've had that experience, but not like multiple times. I'm also talking from my friend's point of view here. Like I just wish men knew how to lock in, and I think I'm speaking for all girlies here. Like just realize what you have. Like you don't need to explore the entire world before you settle. Because guess what? When you go and explore the world and then that one girl that actually wanted to put in effort with you and would deal with your crap and you come back to her, she's not going to want to deal with you then because you screwed up. And I'm not speaking for all men, probably just like a majority of college-aged men. I don't know, maybe someone will come along and change that opinion because obviously it has to happen at some point, but like, I don't know, if their frontal lobe isn't fully developed, it might not go as planned. And I'm just like not a heartbreak type of girl. Like I already went through that, so like I just like wouldn't want to put myself in that position again unless I like really trusted that person.
Nobody cares what you think.
Lady, your idea of existential exploration involves extremely expensive trips to Europe, drinking a whole bunch of alcohol, and taking selfies with overpriced meals at tourist traps. I really don't think that you should be allowed to gatekeep that kind of concept, but hey, you're a modern woman. We expect nothing less at this point. But what I find absolutely hilarious here is when you are referring to most men, you're actually referring to a very specific group of men that make up less than 5% of the world's male population. That's because you're young and fertile, and that's prime real estate for your typical Chad. And you'll go after these guys every single time because, well, let's face it, you believe that you're entitled to the best, and the remaining bottom 95% is reserved for the creepy people and the men that you expect to serve you because you merely exist. And yet you have the nerve to say that we're the ones with frontal lobes that aren't developed. And that dog ain't gonna hunt with us, sister, because you were too busy ignoring us while chasing after the men who knew how to play you.
And I so wish I could like come on here and tell you guys all the tea about my guy problems and what's going on, but I literally can't because like they watch my videos. Like then it just creates issues that like don't need to be relevant. So yeah, I just feel bad because you guys are always asking about what's my love life situation with like some of the stuff that I post, but I just like Literally can't even explain it. Like, I can't even start to explain it anyway. It's so mind-boggling. But as of now, I think I'm just gonna stay single and mind my business. Watch me, like, find the love of my life next week and, like, pop out with a boyfriend in a month. But, like, mark my words right now, I'm going to focus on myself. The man is going to disrupt my healing era. I'm gonna go do my eye makeup in the mirror so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, well, I'm all ready, so I guess I can be done ranting. I just need to do my lips. Okay, I'm all ready. I need to go brush out my curls and stuff, but I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. So hopefully you guys have a great night. I gotta go, so peace out. Love you. Bye.
Nice try.
Okay, woman, so you're intending on staying single until you're 25, until you desperately try to get a man to think that you're worth marrying, and okay, yeah, we've heard that all before, but if you are swearing to this life of celibacy, then here's a question for you. Why are you getting dressed up and throwing on makeup and making sure you look pretty before you go out? Seems to me like if you wanted to remain single, you would actually not do that. You wouldn't need to. There would be no point because you weren't trying to attract a man. Now, you can go on and on about how you say you do it for yourself, but come on, we all know that's a load of crap. Because if that was the case, you would be going to bed wearing that stuff. Stains be damned. If you did it for yourself, it wouldn't matter. But no, you're doing it to try to get attention because you love the attention from men, especially those top 5% men that make you feel all tingly on the inside. Yeah, you're doing it for them. So don't pretend like you're this victim while you're going out and actually scoring more points for your victimhood, sister. There's no point. Your frontal lobe isn't developed enough to get us to buy such bullshit. And that's going to do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button. Ring the notification bell, leave a couple of comments, and make sure to share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for checking out the new video, gentlemen and gents, and until next time, peace out, homies.